Holy Cross,
Here.
Mr. Majors,
Here.
Ms. Bilbo, sorry about that, absent. Mr. Sievert,
Present.
Mr. Keller,
Here.
and, Mr. Feldner.
I didn't hear anything to make them excuse, so I assume they're unexcused absences,
Okay.
unless they notified, maybe Salome or
Yeah.
the office. Okay,
Check with the rest of the office.
awesome. All right, so now we're going to approve, does anybody want to move to approve September 25th meeting minutes?
I was not here, but I will move to approve them.
All
They were
right.
very short and concise, so.
Well, thank you. How about a second? Anybody want a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so now we're back to our initiatives. Does anybody want to report on Festival of Nations? Anybody reach out to,
I don't have her contact details.
I didn't send it to you?
Nope.
Oh, I sent it to Ruby. That's who it was. Okay, so we're have to table that. Ruby said she was gonna call. You did mention that, and I did drop the ball. And I sent it to Ruby and not Mr. Major, so I apologize. But I'll do that before we leave here today. Basically, we're trying to collect information on, how we could best assist or connect possibly with Juneteenth team or Ideal, so the Festival of Nations could continue. It's a wonderful program. There's no reason why we shouldn't have it. We were just trying to, again, research and see if we could maybe breathe some life or help connect them with people that could for that. So we'll move on from that in the diversity, equity, and inclusion training. John, do you have?
I talked to Melissa. That's
Okay.
still in process.
Okay.
She's been in discussion with Karen Townsend.
Yeah.
I like what I hear. Karen is very intentional about the training and wanting to form it to
Yeah.
the education of our own community.
Nice.
And so she's developing a committee to work with Karen to develop a specific training for us. Probably nothing will happen on that until the first of the year at this point.
Okay.
But she is still looking for anybody that'd like to serve on the planning committee for that.
Okay.
Anybody part of HRC. She has some people from IDEA, Troy, and she has some other names, and I gave her some names, so
Okay.
it will happen.
Are you on that planning committee?
Yeah, so are you.
Perfect. Okay. That's good to know. I wanted to
You
make
can
sure.
be.
No,
Yeah.
I definitely can
No.
be. I actually ran into her this morning at Winans, and she said that she was waiting on a call back from Karen.
Yeah.
She did talk about, and I thought it was really kind of refreshing, that they are putting together an intentional training for the community, not meant to be like a fire and brimstone type, but she wants it to be open to where, of course, we can participate, but then whoever else is interested, again, it's, you know, we don't want to force it, but we want people to come that are interested so they can learn, and then I think after we educate ourselves, then we kind of come back to say, how can we support the marketing of it or access to the training. And so I'm looking forward to it very much. All right, and
Do you know when that'll take place?
so we're thinking first of the year the conversation comes back. I don't think there is a place yet, and if it's going to be for more than HRC, I would assume she's going to have a neutral, you know, like a bigger place for people. I guess neutral's the wrong word, but yeah, so I assume
This is
she's doing that.
pure speculation on my part, but I would say nothing would happen before, I think, 6 months into the new year.
Okay.
Would be my guess. It'd take that long to,
So August.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometime maybe midsummer, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it'll come together quicker. But the initial planning is not supposed to start till the first of the year, so,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's gonna be a while.
Yep.
Yeah. It's asking, approval of next meeting date, and so that's November 13th, 2024. Is everybody okay with that date?
I won't be here, but that's fine as a date, if other people will be here. If you,
Which date is it?
And when will you be here? If we're
I will
struggling
be here
for
the next week.
the following week,
Mhm.
does that pose a conflict in your schedule, John?
November,
Does that make it the third, the Wednesday, or,
yeah, that's not good for me.
well, can we come up with a date that possibly that everybody can?
Keep the 13th, and I'll see if I can come home early from Missouri.
Is it like a family thing?
No,
I don't wanna,
it's just going to the
something cool.
Football game.
Oklahoma game,
Yeah, I
Aw.
won't miss that.
so, no, I won't miss that, but I think,
Okay.
we may be back.
All right, so all in favor, the date? Do I have to
Aye.
do that? Aye. All right, so we approve that date. So before we get there, do we want to circle back on a possible meeting time for the mayor? Or do we want to handle that via text, but just know that the four of us, if we respond, that's good enough? I'm fine with that as long as, and John, I was just gonna say, okay, let's just do it, but I was trying to just give enough time to let everybody else, but no one,
I think you're fine to just meet with her alone. I'm
Okay.
happy to meet
Yeah.
as well, but
Okay.
you can meet with her alone.
does anybody have, like, people you wanna recruit that we
I
can
do.
bring to
I
the
have some
table?
people that we probably should recruit.
Okay.
Is there like an application process, or do we just pass the names?
So, previously, it's been you email the mayor directly with the name and contact, and then she follows up on that, so I assume that we would continue to do that. So, yeah, if everybody wants to do that, email, and then, John, if you wanna circle back on a different date, maybe we can just go and talk to her and, you know, see if we can get some more recruits. And, Mr. Seaver, you might wanna think of your predecessor, recruitment or something, like a couple people.
I've talked to her about
Okay.
where we're,
Okay. Gotcha. All right, so commission member comments. Any comments?
I'll talk, since I'm on, and I'll start.
Okay.
Just a couple things. I was trying to find, Festival of Nations is still a incorporated 501c3. I was trying to look it up, but I know I did some legal work for it probably within the last 18 months or so, 2 years, within the establishment of this commission timeframe, so within the last 3 years. And the typical 501c3 lasts for 5 years, so, there should still be a, viable 501c3 availability. As far as other comments, I guess it's sort of in line with HRC, but kind of with City Council as well. There is going to be a public hearing on dispensaries and recreational marijuana in the city of Troy on November 4th at 7 o'clock during the City Council meeting. I know that was a highly not contentious, contested debate in the election 2 years ago as to the utilization of that, and so for what it's worth, I do think that the people who are watching this or have an interest in that, I'd like to invite them to come. As the City Council representative to the HRC, I would like to invite them to come and share their thoughts, so council can have some informed decisions with what way the city would like, or the community would like the city to go with regards to recreational marijuana and dispensaries.
Specifically for Troy, not county, right?
Specifically for Troy.
Okay. Awesome. When is that?
November 4th at 7 o'clock right here at council chambers.
Okay.
It'll be a public hearing prior to the city council meeting, or maybe in conjunction with the city council meeting that night.
And that meeting starts at 7?
7 o'clock, yeah.
Okay.
So it's tangentially, I guess, related to the HRC in some ways. That was always something that we talked about, was rights and freedoms and things like that, so.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
There you
for
have it.
that. That's awesome. Anybody else have any comments? Okay. Any public comments? Chief, you got anything to say tonight? Okay. I haven't had a
I would add in real quick,
Yeah.
if anyone is interested in commenting on the cannabis issue, but isn't able to attend that meeting, we have, a form up online. You can find it on our Facebook page. You can find it at troyohio.gov/cannabis.
Thank you. The meeting, is that to authorize retail establishments here?
It's just a public hearing
Okay.
on, there is a piece of legislation that's been prepared that says, and municipalities have the right to do this, to say that we do not want dispensaries in Troy. I wasn't at the committee meeting, but members of the council committee that got assigned that, asked that there be a public hearing, and there was some discussion about there being a public hearing because it did pass 52-48 in Troy for recreational marijuana use. And I think, the council as a whole wanted to hear from citizens before we say either yay, nay, or is there a middle ground, or something like that.
Thank you.
All right, any public comments? Doesn't look like we have any, so. All right, well, if you guys are ready, I will adjourn the meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're done.